Look, I am totally over the rumors that I orchestrated this mess. I did not set him up. That James Bond level of plotting is exactly what I would call a setup. My mother has been praying for Todd's downfall so intensely that she celebrates every negative rumor she hears. Well, the tea is finally spilled. Candy Burris just broke her silence with a revelation that will leave you absolutely breathless. For decades, the public missed the toxic secrets rotting inside the supposedly perfect union of Candy and Todd Tucker. The mask is gone and the truth is more twisted than a nightmare. Candy reportedly caught Todd and her own mother, Mama Joyce, red-handed in a bedroom together. This betrayal was so intimate that it pulverized her ability to trust. Imagine realizing your inner circle was running a secret affair right under your nose for years. Candy didn't just hear about it, she walked into the trauma firsthand. She begged Todd and Mama Joyce to stop and tried to protect her family. They ignored her. Mama Joyce was playing a double game, sabotaging Todd to Candy while fueling their hidden fire. The lies and calculated cruelty were too heavy to carry. When Riley found out, the tension exploded into a full-scale family tragedy. This wasn't just a tabloid headline, it was a life imploding. Candy found her steel and broadcast the truth to the entire world. Her love for Todd is dead, trust is ashes, and a divorce was the only exit left. This saga is about peak betrayal and the horrific reality behind the celebrity glitter. Fans, get ready for an emotional hurricane of deception. Candy pulled the curtain back and we will never see Todd or Mama Joyce the same way again. This reveal is explosive and destined for viral infamy. My mother has attacked Todd since day one and I am finished being passive. She hated him from the start. He's been enduring her venom for years and he's simply exhausted. Get ready for a shock that will rattle your soul. Candy finally detailed the nightmare behind her split from Todd Tucker. The facts are darker and more warped than any gossip. The world saw a happy home while a web of lies strangled everything Candy loved. Her mother, Mama Joyce, was the architect of the ruin. It began with subtle clues like late-night pings and unexplained absences. Candy's gut knew the world was ending. Then she walked through a door and found Todd and Mama Joyce together in a way no one could imagine. The disbelief was crippling. Her mother was sleeping with her husband. Todd was a willing participant. The scene loops in her mind like a horror movie. She tried to warn them to respect the family bond, but they chose greed. Mama Joyce was a puppet master, undermining the marriage while keeping the affair breathing. Every warning Candy gave proved how deep the knife went. It wasn't just a marriage ending, it was a psychological execution. Riley discovered the filth and the fallout was nuclear. Hidden messages created a storm that no family could survive. Candy refused to be a silent casualty. She documented the lies and confronted the betrayal with receipts. The toll was massive as she fought off the vultures and public judgment. Every detail she leaked was a bullet through the fake image they maintained. This was not just cheating, it was a total emotional heist. As the story hit the web, the world stopped. This was not a mistake, it was a deliberate slaughter of trust. From hidden chats to the moment she caught them, the world finally sees the truth. The nights of questioning her sanity were brutal, but she stayed firm. Her courage became a shield against the chaos they orchestrated. Every ignored warning pushed her closer to the exit. Trust is a mirror that cannot be glued back together. Candy chose her dignity and ended the cycle. The exposure proved Mama Joyce was playing for power. She pitted the couple against each other while maintaining her secret alliance. It was a tragedy written in real time. Social media is on fire as fans dissect the betrayal. Her bravery is a signal to anyone trapped in a toxic mess. This is a reminder that the people closest to you carry the sharpest knives. By the time the ink dried, the damage was permanent. The bonds are dead. Candy's narrative is a warning that secrets will burn your house down. This is the tragedy she revealed and it is unforgettable. This is a story of a family divided by a double cross that shook the industry. Every observer now sees the wreckage. Candy did not just talk, she unleashed a storm. The chaos intensified. Todd and Mama Joyce were cornered with their reputations in the trash. The ripple effect was instant and the public was merciless. Everyone dissected every whisper. Todd tried to play the victim and claimed it was a misunderstanding, but the receipts were too loud. Candy had the witnesses and the proof. Fans did not buy the spin. Mama Joyce's image is gone forever. She underestimated Candy and the power of truth. Every denial she made only made the public hate her more. The blogs are tearing her apart. Riley had to watch her family die. It was a mother working against her own child. Riley's shock turned into a demand for justice. Every family dinner is now a memory of lies. Candy remained a rock and her transparency inspired millions. She spoke with a heat that scorched her enemies. Every post was a dagger. The warfare went nuclear as leaked records hit the web. Todd and Mama Joyce tried to save face, but they were drowning. Candy became the face of truth while they became icons of betrayal. The courtroom was a theater of agony. Candy recounted the affair while Todd's legal team fell apart. The judge and the world watched a drama more intense than fiction. The digital explosion was non-stop. Hashtags trended for weeks. This was a viral spectacle about the death of trust. Candy exposed a life built on sand. The tragedy played out for millions. Every fan felt the sting. Candy didn't just reveal an affair. This nightmare revealed an existence constructed on falsehoods, gaslighting, and shadows. The tragedy of a dying marriage, the agony of a knife in the back from her inner circle, and the mental tax of family lies played out for the masses. Every viewer felt the trauma, the grief, and the sheer heat of this path. This mess was not just tea. It was a brutal human saga of passion, backstabbing, and survival. Finally, Todd and Mama Joyce stood naked, their names in the gutter, while Candy rose as an icon of power. The world watched a disaster peak. A scandal so messy and charged it will be legendary for decades. Her guts in leaking the reality brought karma to her life and served as a siren for anyone thinking shadows stay dark. Candy Burris did not just vent. She dismantled a web of fraud, pain, and skeletons that rattled a household, split souls, and hooked the globe. The wreckage and the raw fury did not stop. Every sunrise brought fresh leaks, hate, and total disbelief. Fans were obsessed, theorizing and reposting. Candy's grip on the story, her refusal to be gagged, and her skill at turning trauma into viral gold made this a world-class event. This was not just tabloid trash. It was a high-stakes court of public opinion that exposed how thin trust is, the price of fraud, and the grit of a woman who would not fold. Todd and Mama Joyce played a lethal game, but Candy's receipts flipped the script entirely. This mess was no longer a secret. It was a viral wreck, a high-octane drama, and a warning for anyone planning a double cross. Every leak was a hit, every secret was a bomb, and every bit of grit from Candy made the fans gasp, sob, and spiral in ways only peak viral trash can trigger. Candy Burris finally snatched her life back. In doing so, she dropped the full, horrific, soul-crushing reality. Betrayal strikes from the people in your house. Skeletons always dance eventually, and grit can turn a funeral into a global show. Todd and Mama Joyce were finished. The union was dead, but Candy's saga became a viral anthem for strength, fact, and the brutal, unedited reality of human pain. The fire started by Candy's leaks kept growing. Now in part 3, the crash hit a level nobody saw coming. Todd Tucker and Mama Joyce were not just dragged, but caught in a storm of public hate, legal fire, and total personal ruin. Every bit of their fraud was picked apart, every skeleton dragged out, and the bill for their choices hit like a freight train. Candy already gave the world the receipts, the backstabbing, and the grief. But the final chapter of this mess was ready to drop, showing exactly how deep the gaslighting and fraud actually went. Todd's grip on the narrative died as the fans and the law moved in. He tried to flip the script, blaming, confusion, and bad vibes, but Candy already dropped the receipts, the dates, and the tea that killed his defense. The tapes, the pings, and the leaks showed a calculated, constant backstabbing that rattled even the stands. Every lie from Todd just made the mob angrier, making it impossible to see him as a victim. The more he talked, the deeper he drowned. Mama Joyce's name, already on life support, totally flatlined. Her double life, the slick manipulation of Todd against Candy while feeding their secret fire, was now common knowledge. The blogs, the news, and the apps went nuclear with hate, memes, and viral heat. Fans tracked every twitch, every glare, every quote, judging her like a criminal. Every leak about her puppet mastering added fresh layers of WTF. Her fake image of family loyalty was shredded, traded for a reality of fraud, backstabbing, and total ego. Riley, who saw the smoke before, now saw the whole fire, and the mental impact was crushing. This hit was not just a cheating husband, it was family, deep and surgical. Every chat with Todd and Mama Joyce became a bomb of stress, doubt, and raw fury. Riley's own head became a mess of Candy's pain, creating a web of hurt, rage, and bitterness that infected every room. Friends and the crew watched in horror as bonds snapped, trust vanished, and every secret left a new scar. Candy, however, was a statue of ice. Her grit under the hot lights turned agony into leverage. She surgically laid out the case. Every bit of backstabbing, every ignored red flag, every lie exposed. The legal battle became a stage for unedited, raw pain as Candy detailed the months of fraud, the nights of shaking, and the second her soul snapped. Todd and Mama Joyce's moves to rig the game failed miserably. Candy's voice, her look, and her drive left zero doubt. The mob went feral. Tapes of the room, her words, and reactions from Riley and the circle went viral. Every tweet, every DM, every sub added fuel to the fire. Fans tracked the dates, argued over why, and shared leaks at light speed. This hit was not just personal. It was a show, a warning, and a viral movie all in one. As the law moved, the pile of proof plus Candy's mental fire made it impossible for Todd or Mama Joyce to breathe. Every leaked DM, every snitch, and every receipt added a layer of lethal clarity. Candy's side owned the press, the trends, and the chats, turning her private hell into a global saga of grit, war, and the price of playing games. The mental bill for everyone was astronomical. Todd's lies died. Mama Joyce was dragged in public. And Riley struggled with the mental fallout of loving people who played her for a fool. This path became a masterclass in grit, turning pain into viral content, facts into a show, and backstabbing into a saga that hooked millions. By the end, Todd and Mama Joyce were publicly toasted, their names dead, and their moves archived for the fans to mock. Candy rose as a queen of power, truth, and fire. Her grief, her guts, and her drive to speak the truth turned a private hit into a viral freak show that left the mob shook, mad, and obsessed. The fallout did not stop at the courthouse. Every hour brought new tea, reactions, and hate. Candy's execution of Todd and Mama Joyce started a viral hurricane that hit every app, board, and fan page on the planet. This saga became the ultimate warning for trust killed, skeletons dragged, and the lethal price of being fake. Through the smoke, Candy's words stayed the focus. Her mental depth, her raw facts, and her grit made this more than tea. It became a public war of grief, fraud, and final power. Todd and Mama Joyce's sins were etched in stone, leaving a legacy of dirt, while Candy's fire ensured the truth would never be gagged. The disaster, the grief, the fraud, it all peaked in a saga that will be the gold standard for messy celebrity hits. Candy Burris did not just leak the dirt. She exposed how fake trust is, how deep gaslighting goes, and the raw reality of high-level backstabbing. Millions watched, millions commented, and millions were rattled. This was not a story. It was a mental quake, a viral event, and a testament to the lethal power of skeletons and trust buried alive. Candy's move from victim to boss showed the world the price of fraud, the guts needed to burn it down, and the viral heat of a raw, public war. Todd and Mama Joyce were toasted, their dirt aired out, and the fallout was peak drama. This mess hit its limit, leaving fans everywhere shook, tired, and stunned, but also bowing to Candy's war for facts. The fallout from Candy Burris receipts does not just end, it nukes everything. Every skeleton dragged out, every hit uncovered, every lie burned has left fans reeling, and the fire is still moving. Todd Tucker and Mama Joyce were dragged in ways they never saw coming. Their gaslighting, their fraud, and their surgical backstabbing were leaked part by part, and the bill is lethal. Candy's drive to drop the truth turned pain into viral gold, proving that no secret, no matter how deep, stays buried. This mess did not just grab eyes, it owned them. The apps went nuclear with rage, doubt, and theories. Fans picked apart every clip, every quote, every leaked DM. Each hit dug deeper into the fraud Todd and Mama Joyce built, exposing not just the affair, but the double cross that killed trust, broke souls, and nuked a home. Candy stayed ice cold, filming, fighting, and leaking the truth in a way that forced the world to watch the crash. This is more than just cheating. It is a saga of high-level backstabbing, of a family shredded by shadows and gaslighting. Candy's pain is loud, her grit is insane, and the drama is top tier. Every red flag she raised, every plea she made, every receipt she filed became a gun against the lies, forcing the world to witness a horror so thick it feels like a movie. For the stans, for the haters, for anyone who has ever been played, this saga is a siren and a fact. Candy Burris leaked the truth, pulled zero punches, and proved that being fake costs everything. Do not scroll. Witness the grief, the backstabbing, and the final bill. Repost it, talk about it, and learn the lesson. Skeletons will dance, lies will rot, and the truth will always burn through the dark. This drama is 100. The pain is raw.